You so much. It was very interesting. I think I learned already one thing from you. I put myself second. It's not easy. And you've also talked about the need to be tuned to others, to listen, and to really understand the other person's side. I would like to share with you the time in my life where the seeds for that understanding has been planted in me. And that was many years ago in a very, very difficult time in my life. I was 14. I went through 2 horrible accidents. The first time I went horseback riding with Margot. Margot was a new horse to the stable, and I went out with a friend, Shmulik. He took Gingy. Gingy was a redhead horse. As we started walking out, a friend told me, "Be careful with Margot. We think that she doesn't know all the cues." It turned out to be very, very true. We were out, and very quickly I realized I cannot control that horse. I said to Shmulik, "Please, let's go back. I don't feel comfortable with her." And he said, "Yeah, let's just walk very slowly." We started walking in the fields. When we were behind the orchard, suddenly he is calling me, "Are you careful?" Which to that I said, "Yes, I am." And within a minute, he was gone, full speed galloping. Now, it turned out that actually he asked me, "Galloping?" Now you're all wondering, what's going on? Well, in Hebrew, dehira, zehira, zehira. It sounds the same, and he was quite far from me, so I thought he just said, "Are you careful?" that he cared about me, which turned to be not true. He just wanted to gallop. He disappeared. I was alone with that horse, trying to control her, and she's going behind the orchard. We are taking a left turn when she's opening, full speed galloping into a huge artificial sandhill. Her front legs sank into the hill. She flipped, broke her neck. I was thrown out of her. I was fine, but I was alone with a dead horse, and I needed to go back to the kibbutz. 3 years later, I kind of recovered. I took care of another horse, Ayala, which was a great horse, and I really loved her. And it was a late afternoon. I walked in the field with her. We were kind of running, galloping, and all of a sudden, she has tried to jump over something. She tripped, she fell, and she had an open fraction. She broke her leg, which is a death sentence to a horse. And I was alone again with a horse. And I needed to make that trip again to the kibbutz. Now, I know what probably you think, what I thought. She killed a horse. She killed 2 horses. Who killed a horse? How has that happened? And I've never shared it with anyone. It was my secret because I killed a horse. And as I was walking to the kibbutz, something some kind of realization came into me. And I understood that I'm very, very fortunate. I'm fortunate to be alive, because I was probably the one that was supposed to be dead. And I took that with me for life. And I realized someone is watching for me. Now, I'm not a religious person. Maybe I'm a little bit spiritual, but I realize I need to pay back. And I need to pay back to the universe who is watching for me. And paying back starts with being tuned and listening to the needs of others. And I've made that as a goal for myself, to always try to listen to what the other needs. So this year, I read something about a high school in Israel of a very small minority, a Druze. Those are a group in Israel, and it really touched me what I read about this high school, and I decided to collaborate with them. I just came back from Israel after meeting the kids in this school, and it was so heartwarming. They touched me so much that I cried when I met them. It was an amazing experience. And I would really like you to have that of experience. So what I've done, I've prepared for you a goodie bag with two very, very purchased things. Do we have that? I have a child in a goodie bag for each one of you, a real child. And I have an elephant, a real elephant. The child, I was in Peru this year. I put pictures on the Facebook, and the universe is watching me, right? So a friend that I haven't talked to her for 40 years, and wrote to me, I know someone in Cusco. You might want to get in touch with him. And of course I said, yes. And she put me in touch with Avishai. And Avishai came back to Cusco with his wife, Viviana, a few years ago. And they got friends with a woman who ran an orphanage. Now, unfortunately, that woman passed away from cancer, and the kids got orphaned second time. The social worker asked Avishai and Viviana if they would be willing to take upon themselves the orphanage. They took the kids, and they are taking care of them. We had a full day with those kids. They teach them how to speak English, how to communicate with tourists. They took us for a hike. They teach them how to do arts and crafts. After we came back from the hike, we went to their children's house. Avishai is from a kibbutz like myself. They have chores, they learn how to cook, they learn how to do different stuff. I really love those children. So each one of you has a card that they prepared for you. Please be in touch with them. Write them something in English. They would really appreciate that. That's from one of the children. Now, you have the address here. The other thing, I put an elephant for you. I came back from Peru and I met with new clients, and I'm listening. I'm asking them questions. Well, Courtney and Ben are not here today because Courtney is back in Kenya, but it came up as we were talking that they love elephants. And I said, I love elephants as well. They said, you know, you can adopt a baby elephant, an orphan baby elephant. So of course I looked into that. And I bought for each one of you a baby elephant from Kenya. You can follow your baby elephant on the internet. When you'll be in Kenya, you can go and visit. You just need to give them a heads up. And please, take care of your elephant. So, I put two things that are very precious to me. I think that we really need to make a difference by taking care of the children who are the future and the wildlife that would stay for our children. By each one of us making a difference in the heart of one person, we can make a huge difference in this world. It will be a great experience, and we can really make this year the year we start to make a difference. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you, Shira. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Ariel, and thank you, Irene, which I don't know where you are. And thank you, George, and thank you, every one of you, because without you, I could have never be who I am. I could have never be able to give you what I give you, and thank you very, very much. Who will be the first one? Enjoy the rest of the evening, and when you'll go out, you can we'll still have music, we still have food, and we'll have the goodie bag for you when you are leaving. Thank you very much.